welcome all of you to this live course webinar of Delhi Skill and Entrepreneurship University. Today we are going to talk about our one of the very unique offerings, which is BBA in Facilities and Hygiene Management. आप शॉपिंग मॉल जाएं, आप एयरपोर्ट जाएं, रेलवेज जाएं, किसी भी ऑफिस जाएं, बैंक जाएं, हर एक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में फैसिलिटी मैनेजमेंट इंडस्ट्री का बहुत बड़ा रोल होता है उस पूरे इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को संभालने के लिए। तो फैसिलिटी मैनेजमेंट इंडस्ट्री क्या है, इसमें करियर प्रोस्पेक्ट क्या है, आज हम इसी के बारे में बात करेंगे। आई वुड लाइक टू वेलकम and thank our panelists here today, Mohna and Bala. Hi.
Hi,
Just to quickly introduce both Mohna and Bala. Mohna is currently the editor-in-chief of Clean India Journal. Clean India Journal is the only monthly magazine focusing on cleaning technologies, hygiene management, and facility services in India. And it has been working for the longest time and publishing articles, information around this industry. Mohna herself is a successful journalist with over 28 years of experience in India and abroad. Mohna has also organized big events, big summits like, International Housekeeper Summit, Digital Facility Management, Hospital Infection Control, Kitchen and Sanitation. And her mantra is, nothing is impossible, everything is possible. You just need to find a way to do it. So Mohna, very glad to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Priyansh.
Yeah. We and Bala Subramaniam, you have been with JLL for almost 9 years now. And Bala is currently the Senior Vice President and he handles operation in North and East India, Bangladesh and Mauritius. And of course, you have been managing several clients based out of NCR. During your tenure with JLL, Bala has held the position of account director with very large pan-India clients. Bala has a hotel management degree from Kolkata, and in the past also he has had a stint with Select Services UK and Johnson Controls India as a director of operations. Bala is also an animal enthusiast and has been involved in voluntary service with a pet NGO based out of South Delhi. So glad to have you, Bala, here, and thank you both for taking out time for this.
Thanks, Priyansh. Thank you.
Yeah. So quickly coming to, because we are joined by students, parents who are keen on, what this course is about, what this university is about. But first thing I want to ask, कि अगर आपके पास कोई young लड़का या लड़की आते हैं and वो advice के लिए आते हैं कि facility management क्या है, simple शब्दों में how would you describe facility management? So Bala, would you like to go
Sure.
first?
Priyansh, I'll try and talk in English because I'm not very good in Hindi. I'll try and see. Well, for me, facilities management is something which is a very core task for running. For me, it works as an enabler. 20 years down the line, if you look at it, facilities management was considered more as a vanilla service like housekeeping and M&E is what people used to actually think it was. Maybe put in indoor plants and pest control. But of late, it's changed different. I mean, facilities management has the width to actually influence employees to either stay with an organization or move out. Because facilities management is the most important thing when it comes to the employees, because we ensure that we take care of the experience within the premises. So if you look at it, we have HR taking keen interest in the FM team to ensure that they are delivering as per what the HR has actually promised. So for me, facilities management is a core competency. It's an enabler for all the important functions of a corporate office to ensure that they are able to better retain the talent and also grow the services that they are delivering to their clients.
Great. Thank you, Bala. Mona, coming to you. So one is, of course, the facility management, but also what is cleaning and how, hygiene a very critical component of facility management? I mean, that also links to a question where why have a full-fledged magazine, Clean India Journal? So please, if you can
True,
throw some
प्रियांशी,
light.
ये सवाल तो शायद बहुत लोग सोच रहे होंगे कि क्यों क्लीनिंग और हाइजीन मैनेजमेंट के बारे में हम लोग बात कर रहे हैं आज. क्लीनिंग और हाइजीन तो इट वाज प्रोबेबली अ रिक्वायरमेंट वर्ल्ड वाइड एनी टाइम, पर इंडिया में ये शायद बहुत देर से लोग समझ पाए हैं कि इसकी जरूरत क्या है. क्लीनिंग बोलने जाए तो अगर हम एक डॉक्टर के पास जाते हैं तो जो कॉन्फिडेंस हमारे पास है कि भाई ये साफ है, that I'm going to feel safe here, that is what is cleaning. So we are trying to create an atmosphere where you feel safe. अगर हम कहीं काम करने जाते हैं, वो ऑफिस उस तरह से रखा जाए कि मैं वहाँ सुरक्षित हूँ, मैं काम कर सकूँ, मेरी प्रोडक्टिविटी बढ़ सके, और ये चीज एक फैसिलिटी मैनेजमेंट कर सकती है. It can increase the productivity of person. It can increase the entire facility's performance. Even today, to relate to the students, Priyanshi, if you see, most of the school children today dread to go and visit a washroom. If they have a facility management company taking care of the premises, every child would love to go to the washroom. In fact, teachers को रोकना पड़ेगा, भाई रुको. That is the confidence, the cleanliness, that's how I define clean. But cleaning as such is a science which needs to be learned. It's not just you can take anything, any chemical, you can clean any surface. You have to know what works on which surface, how you use different kinds of machines to maintain the particular ambience, the flooring, the surfaces. You cannot clean a wood with water. It will damage the entire property. You're going to spend crores of money creating a facility. It has to be managed by somebody. That is where the role of facility management companies come in. And a facility manager who's working with various MNCs is going to ensure that all this is kept properly so that the entire facility's productivity goes up. So here is where we have Clean India Journal. For the last 16 years, all the products, services, or chemicals, or today we are talking of digitalization, is all being discussed, written about, or probably as one of them had written some time back to India Journal, is the Google of the cleaning industry. So that's how I will define it.
Lovely. The Google of cleaning industry. So I would tell our students to go Google it also. And JLL. Yeah.
Yes.
So coming to my next question, because you said multinational companies, right? So people might not think that, why multinational companies? So, and Bala, this question is to you. What are the services that a facility management company would offer, let's say, to a bank, office, or commercial infrastructure or residential infrastructure? What are the gamut of services, if you can just simplify that? Yeah. And the size of the industry, how big is the industry?
Okay, thanks, Priyanshi. First, I'll talk to you about the size of the industry. If you look at it, facilities management currently right now globally is worth around $34.6 billion. It's expected to grow at a rate of around 10.2 to 10.5% by 2021. So by end of this year, I expect it to be something around 40 to $42 billion. That's still a very fast growing sector if you look at it, considering the kind of pandemic and everything that we had. It's still, as on today's date, we are still expected to touch the mark that we have said that the industry will touch by the end of this year. When it comes to the kind of services, if you look at it, as I mentioned, around 18 to 20 years ago, when I started working with one of the IPCs, that was in fact the time when they entered into India, the IFM services had started. That time it was just pure housekeeping, technical, and as I said, pest control and indoor plants. But then compared to what you see now, it's totally changed. Like all the RFPs that I run with all my clients and all, currently, if you look at the list of services that we offer them, the list goes up between 25 to 35 services. It includes right from employee experience, we talk of sustainability, we talk of risk management. There are everything which is there. I mean, housekeeping and technical is considered to be something which is a BAU thing now. I mean, no organization or no corporate comes back and says that I want to know how my washrooms are. It is expected, it has to be clean. There is no question on that. We have moved from that. So now the main topic points of all the corporates, if you look at, is what is it I can do in terms of sustainability. They're talking of risk management. And if you'll be really surprised to know, like most of the corporates, if you look at it, almost 95% of the MNCs and corporates, they prefer to outsource this because one, this is not the core competency. When I mean core competency is, let's say an example of, okay, my this one is Dell. So let's say we talk of Dell. We all know Dell is associated with laptops and computers. And of course, they have the service. But then for them, that is the core competency. They intend to build and sell IT products. They do not want to start managing the buildings. So what they do, they outsource it across. So the key thing when they actually look at outsourcing is how they reduce the risk. Because, you know, in India, labor compliances is one of the biggest risks. So they try and offload it across to a third party so that their liability comes down and they just have to do the monitoring part instead of actually trying to do that. So as I said, it's a huge subject. Around 20 to 25 offerings are what is there currently available with us in the market, and it's a growing market, in fact, and at least for the next 3-4 years we don't foresee any kind of a downfall happening.
I think if you see individually, each of the facility management company year on year, I think they're growing from 20 to 25% per annum, if I'm not wrong. Would you say that is a very ambitious figure or a closely figure?
No. Look, I can't agree or deny. Those are financials, so I can't actually state.
Yeah, I understand.
But I can tell you that.
I can really vouch on that. I may be talking of a very higher percentage, but there is a substantial growth. And now in India, in fact, in the last 2 years, I think the services, facility services, itself has evolved. Like you can take each of this into a cluster. Like pantry management is one thing. You have housekeeping is one thing. You have got something called washroom hygiene as a service that is coming. Then hand hygiene as in fact, every multinational or even a corporate company need not look at anything. They can just outsource each of this to, you know, the facility management companies, and they just can concentrate on what is their core job. I'm just adding to what Bala started on. Yeah, Priyansh.
Great. So good to get that picture. So, I mean, between us, we know that, this is a unique course. India में BBA facilities and hygiene management शायद कहीं नहीं पढ़ाया जाता आज की डेट में, और ये शायद पहला कोर्स है और पहले कोहॉर्ट होंगे. So why should someone do a course in facilities and hygiene management? And let's say somebody gets out after 3 years, what kind of job profiles or job prospects, career growth exists for them? So either of you.
You want me to start it off, Bala? Yeah. Okay. So why does anybody do a graduation course? That's because they want to learn more intricately. If you see in India and even several other countries which started in the beginning, we learn through experience. It was not something which was taught to us. We learned it ourselves. But it is the good fortune of the students of the future who are going to build the facility management industry tomorrow are getting something which we all have researched together and put them on the platter. So they get to learn the nuances and the science behind the entire facility management. This can be done only through a proper degree course. In fact, I would say a degree is, you're talking of 3 years. There are people abroad who have done doctorates on this. So the learning never stops. And even today, after 16 years, I'm still learning. So there is a lot of scope to learn. Yeah, Bala, you can probably add to that.
Yeah, thank you, Mona. For me, I think it's important to do this course because myself having come in from a hotel management from Kolkata, I know for the fact it's only in the last 3-4 years that we started having one of the courses as facilities management. I have not actually gone through to see what exactly they teach, but then I'm yet to know of any college or any university actually coming up with a course dedicated towards facilities management. And the reason as to why I think you should do this, if you look at it currently, like if you do 3 years of graduation after your +2, there's no guarantee you actually get in a good job. But if you're doing something as a facilities management, definitely there is a huge scope, because FM is there to stay in this country. As long as the MNCs are there, it is going to stay, because they will never try and take over this part of the activity, because it's not a core concept for them. Plus, this is a cost, so they always want to ensure that their cost is protected. So they always like to outsource it on a fixed cost model. So this is a sure shot and a guaranteed job opportunity, provided you are able to understand what's been taught to you across the 3 years courses and you pass off successfully. And as I said, like as Mohana also said, this is a everyday learning thing. It's not that you passed off, you know everything. I mean, I'm now 29th year of my experience. For me, I still go back to office every day thinking that I'm going to learn something, and you would be surprised. You never know. You one day you learn something from the guy who actually is escorting you in the lift. The other day, the way the guy is doing the cleaning of floor could be something new. So you learn things every day in life. So I think that's one key thing, because of which I feel people should go in for this. Not only it gives you a job, it gives you a job guarantee or a job satisfaction, but then it's also going to make a huge change in you as a human being, because you start understanding the nuances of certain things which you can actually correlate to how you do the same thing outside of offices. So I think it's a very good thing if people would actually go in for that. It helps them have a good career. Like I've been 9 years now, and I'm a senior vice president with a good organization in India. So I think it helps give you the growth, provided you have the right kind of attitude.
Yeah, and one more thing, I think, Bala, out of this course, when you complete, and today every youngster wants to become an entrepreneur. In fact, you can have a startup in this business. Am I right, Bala?
Yeah, absolutely. Because if you actually look at it, there are a lot of people who actually do this. They start off, but unfortunately, as I said, many of them have failed. There are some who have actually managed to survive. That's maybe because there was never something which was a structured kind of a course which taught them what all they required.
Yes,
I mean, people learn some things, but then if you actually look at it, even the course, if you look at it, what we have out here, I think that's roughly around 15 to 20 subjects. So it actually teaches you most of the things, and if you can actually understand all of them, you can actually start something of yourself. This is something which has worked out. There are quite a few people who have managed to come out successful, but at the same time, people who did not know about this, they ended up being a failure.
Right.
Thank you for touching upon that whole entrepreneurship and business startup element. I think that's very, very important for our students to also understand that they can be self-starters post the course also. So coming to my next question, कल को अगर कोई फैसिलिटी मैनेजर, आई एम जस्ट प्रेइंग कि 3 साल के कोर्स के बाद द स्टूडेंट्स विल हैव गुड पोजीशंस, स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट लेट्स से विद द इंडस्ट्री, वो क्या एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं, वो किस तरीके के काम कर रहे होंगे, व्हाट शुड स्टूडेंट्स एक्सपेक्ट आफ्टर गेटिंग आउट ऑफ दिस कोर्स?
I mean, I know for the fact that for BBA, we are looking at entry level of +2, if I'm not mistaken. And the expectation is a person who joins would at least ensure that he completes the 3 years course, because that's when he derives the value of the course. There's no point in joining, moving out in the first year. Could be because of any reasons. I don't want to get into that. But ideally, if a person joins after doing this +2 and goes on to complete his BBA, I would suggest that a person can actually get into any of the IPCs where he would have gone in for a summer training or apprenticeship. And I think the companies would be more than happy to take them at least as a senior executive or an assistant manager at least. That's a good career. And AM is definitely in charge of at least a particular shift of a building, is what I could say, of a building is what I can say. Given the person working hard, in next 2 years, he can look at elevating himself to a manager.
And there is a need in the industry for qualified people. In fact, this is something which every manufacturing facility or any corporate would be looking forward to, that they get a qualified person in the FM team. That's important.
So before I go to my last 2 questions, just an off-track question this is, क्योंकि कई बार ऐसा होता है कि फीमेल्स बहुत कॉशियस होके, या हमारी फीमेल स्टूडेंट्स बहुत कॉशियस होके कोर्सेज चुनती हैं, तो जो फीमेल स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनके लिए आप क्या कहेंगे, ये इंडस्ट्री कितनी सेफ है या उनके लिए क्या प्रोस्पेक्ट है? इज समथिंग I know it's a tricky question, but still.
Yeah, Bala, probably you touch upon the safety of employees, then I'll talk.
Sure.
Yes.
Thanks,
yes.
Moana. Priyanshi, look, I mean, as an industry, we don't differentiate. We don't differentiate whether it's a male or a female. I mean, you'd be surprised to know the gender ratio in between male and female in JLL at least is pretty high. I think it's the best among all IPCs that we have, and we strive. We have an agreement with our talent assessment team that a particular level position opening up, we will give first option to a lady candidate, that to internally, to see if she can actually grow. It's only then we open it up for all the other guys. That's because that we think that it's important that we bring the gender divide that we have, and we try and bring it up. That's one. But then second thing also is the organizations, if you look at it, I mean, considering what it was maybe 10 years or 12 years ago, organizations now are very, very strict when it comes to ethics. It's become a very important topic. A person joining an organization, the first thing he's asked to do, he has to agree and sign off on the ethics principle or the policies of the organization. So that way the organizations are very, very secure. And of course, they have rules and regulations which helps them protect the lady employees. There are certain things which are done, and we agree that it's not a question of being gender biased. It's something that we have to do, because once they step out of the premises, we don't have any kind of control on the climatic conditions outside. So that way there are a lot of things that's being done. But then from an organization perspective, from an industry perspective, it's very safe. Look at hotel industry. Like I've done my training, I've worked in hotels. We have lady employees working even at night. Like when I used to do banquets, the ladies in the banquet used to work, they used to leave at 2 o'clock in the morning. So definitely from an industry perspective, there's nothing to fear. Because I think there are a lot of safeguards which are there in place. And of course, we have quite a few senior positions within the industry, which is actually led by lady employees, especially if you look at it in my organizations, the India head of HR, the regional head, that's the APAC head of HR, the APAC head of L&T, they're all ladies, all of them based out of India. So definitely they are quite well taken care of. So the lady employees do not have to absolutely fear anything.
I'll just add one line here, Priyanshi. This is a profession. We are all going to be professionals working in a professional organization. So the question of safety, security is similar to all professions. And while Bala was saying that, you know, as hotel industry, you know, they sign off in the middle of the night, you take any industry, whether it's a journalism or whether it is healthcare, they all sign off even in the middle of the night. But that point is, everybody is working in a professional atmosphere. Whatever happens in any other industry is the same here as well. So there's no extra sense of being fearful or anything. That's all.
Great, great. So that's reassurance, because you know parents अक्सर ये सवाल पूछते हैं कि हमारी बेटी ये कोर्स कर सकती है कि तो लास्ट के 2 सवालों में ये जो सवाल है ये थोड़ा पर्सनल सवाल है आप दोनों से, कि आप लोगों को इतने सालों में क्या मोटिवेट किया है इस इंडस्ट्री में, इतने साल आपने बिता दिए? What has really motivated you to every day commit yourself to it?
Bona, you'd like to take it first?
Okay, I'll take it first. प्रियांशी, मैंने पहले एक सवाल के लिए कहा था, आज भी मैं सीख रही हूँ, एंड वो सीख मेरी खत्म नहीं हुई है. मैं अभी तक वहां तक नहीं पहुंची हूँ कि मैं कह सकूं हाँ भाई मुझे 50% की नॉलेज भी मिल चुकी है कि क्लीनिंग कैसे करते हैं. रोज कुछ ना कुछ नया मुझे सीखने को मिलता है, रोज कुछ ना कुछ नया करने को मिलता है. I am writing every day something or the other, and every time I see there's a potential and scope that I need to know more and pass on more information for everybody who's in this industry. So that passion to learn and to know more about this subject, which is so inclusive. I cannot live without cleanliness. Nobody can. So this is important part of every individual. So at this stage, when I am being in this industry, there's more that I want to learn. And now I would say JLL is also practicing a lot of digitalization. Imagine I'm sitting in one facility and I'm managing some, 100 facilities. I know exactly which worker is working where, which machine is moving for cleaning where. That is the kind of integration a facility management company is doing. And I would be more than willing and loving to know what they're doing out there. That's where it is why I'm here.
I agree to what you say. Actually, I think it's an ever learning, ever evolving industry. Like it keeps changing every 6 months. Something new keeps coming up. For me, what actually drives me is, I know one thing for sure. Like almost 21 years now in this industry, I know the biggest issue that that we are actually facing within facilities management is getting the right kind of people. In fact, we have actually seen. I mean, let's accept it. It's the same mix which keeps moving across from one IPC to another IPC on a 10% hike on a year-on-year basis. So what I normally do, and this is one of the key things which is a part of my care, is to keep looking out for people. And you'd be surprised. Like I can actually give you two clear examples which you'll be really surprised. I once landed up from Delhi to Bangalore. I took a flight. I landed in Bangalore airport. So as usual, the flight was delayed. So I actually stepped out. I thought I'll have a smoke. There is a particular tea shop outside. I forgot the name of the tea shop. It's a very well-known shop. It was quite crowded, in fact. So I also went in because I wanted to have it is a tea or a coffee shop. I went and had a coffee out there. There was a lady who was actually taking the payment and ensuring that we are getting the tea, coffee and everything. I was so surprised with her. I just asked her for a number. I went back and I spoke to my South HR and I said, look, I saw this lady. Can you just call her to office? We just want to talk to her and see if she's interested. We actually got her. They actually managed to get her to office after a week. By that time I was back, of course. So I had a telecommunication. I had a call with her through the team meetings and everything. You'd be surprised. Today she's working with us as an AM. She joined us, of course, as a facility executive. She speaks such good English. I mean, I'm sorry to say, not many people in my team out here in Gurgaon will be able to speak like that. But you should look at the kind of dedication she has. So that's one example. The other example is my own building number 5. DLF Cyber City, where office is based. I mean, when you go in, every time you get to see the same set of security people coming, they check everything. There used to be one lady, and the way she actually spoke, she used to speak very politely. And the way she behaved, not only with me, but with everyone, I used to keep noticing. I actually went and spoke to my admin person who takes care of the office in the same building and asked them if he can see if he can get her into JLL. And currently she's working with us in JLL as one of the executives within the JLL office. So I think this is one thing that we are actually looking out, and this is one of the key passions. That's what drives me to go out, look out for the right kind of people across industry to see if we can actually get in the best of the people back to IIFL.
Bala, I'm getting goose pimples. It's
Exactly.
so exciting. Knowing, just imagine you go identify somebody and then get them into the board. Great. That's wonderful.
That's the beauty of it. I think ऐसी बहुत सारी कहानियां इस इंडस्ट्री में एग्जिस्ट करती हैं जहाँ पे पैशन कमिटमेंट की वजह से people have risen the ranks. So I think that was great to hear, Bala. So also the part of digitization, quickly, if you can take that, and then we will come to, the student questions. We have a couple of questions.
Talking about digitization, as I started saying that I am sitting in a facility in a building here, and I need to manage, say, 100 or 136. Say, even if you talk about a multiplex, there are so many multiplexes inside. You don't have different FM heads everywhere. You may have in the second level and the third level, but probably at the corporate level, who's sitting there knows exactly at what time which facility is being managed, how is it being cleaned, what is the housekeeping team doing. And beautifully now we even have robotics coming in. You have robotic cleaning that is coming in. Everybody loves to tell Alexa do this, Alexa do that. And you have today, a robotic cleaning machine where you program it that it goes and it cleans the entire facility. So you're talking about quality, you're talking about cleaning in a very scientific way. So it's similarly, when you're talking about digitization, if you have, say, in your team, some 100 janitors who are working in different facilities, they are all integrated in one app. If they have cleaned one area, they use the app to say that, yes, I have finished. So as a manager, facility manager, I know that work is getting done.
I think it can be a nightmare if digitization was not there. To
Absolutely. Just
sit in
imagine people like, Bala and all managing so many facilities sitting here in one place. And now when in COVID you can't travel, what is happening?
एक बहुत ही यूनिक सवाल आया था हमारे पास, क्या मुझे ये कोर्स ज्वाइन करना चाहिए?
अगर तुम्हें एनवायरनमेंट पसंद है, नेचर पसंद है, एक तो वो खूबसूरत है, लेकिन दूसरा वो साफ है. तुम्हारी नजर सफाई को ढूंढ रही है, इसीलिए तुम उसके साथ मिलजुल के you can communicate with nature and be one with it. So when you have such a passion, I think this subject will definitely interest you. And what was the second part of your question?
That if I want to do something in sustainability or waste management.
Absolutely. Waste management is a part of FM now. More and more facility management companies are taking over the waste management part itself. Like just to give an example, if there is Coke manufacturers that you're talking about, they come up with lots of plastic bottle waste. How many vendors are they going to employ and get into outsource to? You collect the bottle, send it to the recycling plant. In fact, they are now expecting the FM companies also to take over that role. We will look into the entire aspect. Correct me if I'm wrong, Bala, that FM is also now integrating waste management services inside it. And definitely everything which is related right from the surfaces or the environment around it, the water, the air, everything is under facility management.
Absolutely, Mona, I agree to that. If you actually look at it, coincidentally, today just before this call, the call ended at 3:55, and I think I joined for this call. We had a call with one of the largest office space provider in India, wherein we were discussing with them something that we had noticed with regards to their waste management protocols. So we had a call with their sustainability head, wherein we went back and we told them some things. Look, it's very clear. I mean, organizations, companies are very, very clear about sustainability as well as waste management. If you go into any company, gone are those days where you have everything getting dumped in one place. It's a big no-no. You go into any corporate office, any big offices, there are segregated bins wherein people go in and put in everything out there. And that's actually leads us to another question. While all the organization and all the companies are doing it at the office level, what exactly happens after it moves out of the office door? That's when we actually need to take in some initiative, go and check up on that. And that's what we are trying to do to ensure that the builder also works on that. Because it's of no point if I do something and it goes and gets mixed and the vendor picks up everything and goes and drops it into a landfill. So that's something that we were talking today. When it comes to sustainability, I mean, Priyansi and Mona, I mean, nothing can be said which is more important than this currently. You look at it last year because of pandemic, and if you would have heard the announcement which came out after the Davos meeting, literally all the companies, all the big global companies, and most of the big countries also have committed as something in terms of carbon footprint by 2030 or 2040. Currently, I would say yes, sustainability is the most important thing. And when it comes to waste management, sustainability, I know these are part of the courses which is being offered by this college and this university. I think if you guys can actually do this and take it as a major and start studying more on it, definitely you have a very good future in life. Because this is something which is going to stay. Sustainability is something which is going to stay. It's at least for the next 10-15 years, it's not going anywhere. People will continue to have that kind of focus.
What would you like to say to parents and students, and especially to parents, because they are a big stakeholder in making this decision, whether students will come for this course or not? So what would you like to advise them?
So, Priyansi, look, I'll give you my own example. I can't talk for someone else. From the time I was in class 5, I've been studying outside my house. Like I've not stayed at home. So my parents took that decision, and because of that, I'm a person who's fiercely independent. I know how to manage myself. I think it's a good thing if you allow your kids to go out study. This is a course which actually ensures that daughter or your son, 3 years down the line after finishing it successfully, at least has a career, has something to look forward to, and has a growth potential in that particular organization or whichever company that they join into. And I know that there are apprehensions, like when you talk of hotel management, same way people would be saying that if I go into facilities, then what do I say? That do I say I'm taking care of cleaning, मैं झाड़ू पोछा कर रहा हूँ? No, it's not that. I mean, that's a misconception. That's a totally outsourced task. Even if you go to some IPCs, while we retain certain level of talents to take care of this at a very high level, but basically what we are looking at is we are looking at professionals who can drive what are the company's policies, the company's SOPs. It's a very good profession. There is nothing to feel bad about. I think parents should be happy that at least today they have a choice compared to what it was 3-4 years ago, wherein people after +2 had to go in either for a professional course or a graduation. Professional courses, the seats are very limited. Private colleges, very costly. You go in for graduation, there's no guarantee you get a job. At least now, after +2, you spend 3 years and you pay the fees for it. Slightly, I don't think it's a very reasonable fees what I've seen, which I saw it as per the prospectus also. At least you get a job. That's the most important thing considering the current situation in the country. I think be rest assured, I think you are in good hands. We have seen through the studies and the material that is being proposed for your kids, and I'm sure that they will come out successful and be a great professional. Mona, over to you.
Okay, I will just say that you are talking of facility management as a future. You're talking of enhancing the service industry. Today, every industry, everywhere, there is a requirement for a facility manager. And best part of this course is, even if you don't want to work as a facility manager, you can start your own facility management company. So this course probably gives you an opportunity to do both. Either you go in as a professional into an industry or into a company, or you start your own. So I think this is that's all I can say best about this particular becoming a BBA in facilities and hygiene management.
Great. So thank you both so much. I just hope and I do feel that, it has brought some clarity to all the parents out there, to all the students out there. और मैं आप सबसे ये कहना चाहूँगी कि अभी भी हमारे एडमिशन प्रोसेस शुरू हुआ है, तो आपके जो भी सवाल हैं, आपके जो भी concerns हैं, you can always reach out to our team, and we really look forward to students enrolling in this course. You will be the flag bearers of this course. So we are waiting for you all to join us. Thank you, Mona. Thank you, Bala.
Thank you, Priyanshi.
Lovely having you here.
Thank you.
Thanks for bringing all the clarity. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks,
Thank
Priyanshi.
you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Mona. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Thank
Stay
you, Bala.
safe and
Bye.
Stay safe and bye. Take care. Bye.